Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. I am going to spend a little bit more time on the Black & Knight bike with the engine install. So the last video we just kind of went around with a bunch of different bikes trying to find an engine, a bike that the engine would fit good on, and that's what we have here with this one. It's got 24-inch wheels on it. It's made in West Germany. It's kind of an oddball. If you try looking it up, not much comes up for it, but I got it out of a yard sale. It was just a frame, had no wheels, etc., etc. So we're gonna move forward with trying to make it more functional than what it is. A couple of things that I've already looked into. One is I need to get a half link for that chain because I want the wheel a little bit further forward so I can touch the drive pulley on the engine to the tire a little bit better. And the other couple on the last video, people were commenting on the fact that I was saying that the pedal cranks are not going to clear the engine, and that they make a wide, for gas powered bikes, they make a wide crank, or what they call it, extended crank or whatever, but the shaft in the center sticks out further and then the pedals attached to that. One thing about that, I don't know what is in here for size. I don't think this is the common pedal crank size, like usually a 2-inch cup, I think they call it. And the other part is, those are meant for a 26-inch bike. This is a 24-inch bike. These arms are much shorter, and if I try doing the 26, the pedals are going to be very close to the ground when you're trying to ride on it. So I'm probably going to try to modify this setup to make it work, and worst case scenarios you can kind of change to that. They're like 56 bucks for that kit, and I'm cheap. So I'm gonna get the fender back off of there. Maybe we'll get the back tire to the area we want. We may just take some tie wraps and, you know, take the master link out, pull the links together, and find out where the tire's going to be, and then we can start modifying from there. The other thing is, I'd like to make a gas tank inside this, you know, this faux gas tank. I've never had this off, I don't think. There it goes. So let's go take a peek inside. See what's in there. Probably a mouse house. I don't know if the two sides screw together, if there's going to be a bracket. What's in there? What do you think we're gonna find? Maybe somebody stashed $1 million in there. $10,000 bills. And cobwebs. That looks like it should be a decent amount of room though to be able to make a tank. Yes, it's just two halves screwed together. Yeah, we should be able to get something in there. So when I took the master link out and took a tie wrap across them, just to kind of eyeball, you know, where I think the tire is actually going to end up and give us a good placement for the engine, and, you know, start building off of there. But I kind of spun the tire around, and that tire is just junk. It's probably 40 years old. And it shows it by the cracks that are in it. So problem is, they are Schwinn rims, and Schwinn, like a 24-inch Schwinn tire and a 20-inch is not the same as like off your Huffy or any other kind of bike. They're unique to their own size, so you have to get their own tire. So I was looking for another 24-inch rim that I had laying around and see if we can mock it up with that. To no avail. I really don't have much, but I did have these in the back, and they really never seem to fit much. I'm not sure what the history is behind them. I grabbed them at a flea market, I think, for the set of them. So they are 24x3. Just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna go pop that guy off of there, pop the tire off, and just see how close that is to fitting on that rim. Might get lucky. And that would be a big fat no. We tried. So all else fails, you gotta go to the, how are we gonna say that? Schwinn bicycles. And then their old stash, they had a set of brand new old stock S7 24-inch tires. So we'll put 2 new tires on that bike to start with. Well, that fits a little bit better. Throw some air in it, see what we get. definitely had to go up to the attic and go hunt down some new old stock stuff. Let's see what that looks like. That's gonna need some settling. I have to fill it up and let the air out a couple of times. Well, the guy said take baby powder inside it. I don't have any. It helps the tube slide around and fit in its normal condition. Probably does the same for the tire too. At least you're dealing with the tires in a little bit better shape. So the next thing is, you can see the contact patch. The motor's pretty much squared up to the frame. You can see how it's, you know, way favoring that direction. I wonder if we can take that nut off of there, get this off, and either shim it out, maybe it flips over and you can kind of change the offset. But I'd like to try to get it, I don't know, at least maybe another 1/4 inch or so over, so it's not just rubbing on the center of the tire. When you go to give it a good, you know, wrenching on it, I don't want it to burn half that tire off and leave tread on this side, you know. So let's see how that works out. Not sure which way it needs to go. Might be reverse thread. Nope. It's not exactly falling off though. To get a little persuasion behind it. Started with a screwdriver. Yeah, we already got it. So it sits on a sleeve. I guess we could make a spacer. Fit in between there. Let me go look at my washer drawer. Let me see if we can find some washers. If we can get it to say right there, that'd be more than enough. 1/4 inch. We got a box of bushings. Let's see how close we can get. I have a feeling that this is going to hit. Yeah. It's the OD that's a problem. I guess we could probably take them down. Are these all the same size? These are all 9/16. I guess it, either that, or if I can find a piece of thin wall tubing, we'll just cut a section off on the lathe and make a standoff. We'll look, see if I can find a piece of pipe. That might work. And we got a clear that. Clear that. See if we can find something a little bit better. ID. That's not going to fit. Yeah. Try to find something just a thicker wall, you know. Might do it. Is that the same thing? Yeah, it's the same as that. We may go with that. It's that guy. See if that fits over. It does. What do you want to go with? That one or that one? This one's closer to the ID of the shaft. And this one. Will they fit inside each other? Yeah. I say we probably should go with... We'll try the smaller one. We'll slice off a couple of different slugs and test fit them, see how we like them. I haven't used this lathe in a while. Let's go and see. gonna go reset and make one a little fatter too, and we'll see which one we like the best. Got those two. A little fatter. Let's go with the fat one first. Fatter one. Give this that much. Get in there. That should be just fine, I think. We'll stay with that. Bolt it down. No, it's dark, but kind of see the difference now where it's wearing out a little further than what it was. And then there's the gap in there. We'll probably bring it out a little further too if we need to, but I'm going to leave it alone for now. I think that might just do us. Yeah. I can still see the end of it past the tread, so I don't think it'll be doing what I was worried about, you know, digging a line in the side of the tire. I think the next thing maybe is, I know those bushings, they're pretty punky, so maybe we'll pop the motor off, take that stuff apart, see if we could do anything about the sloppiness that's in here. That's that guy apart. He's got quite a bit of play. I'm gonna go take the bolt out of it and see what we can kind of come up with. That might be a little more difficult to fix. I took the bolt out. You know what I found out that's cool? It's adjustable. It's got a bunch of different, so you can move the position of the motor around a little bit from where the mount is. I wonder if, can you flip it the other direction? And would that make the offset? I gotta put it all back together and see if, that looks like it's gonna be, it's favoring that side. Yeah, we might be able to flip that thing around, maybe. I gotta go look. That might be our issue. Yeah, so I shoved the bracket on the other direction, and lo and behold, that's much better. It's kind of what we were looking for. We'll be more in the center of that tire, and we can kind of tweak now how far in and away from the tire it goes. So maybe I can put my master link back in and see if we could bring the engine further back. And if we bring it further back, will also give us more room for the carburetor air cleaner setup. I think we're starting to get somewhere. Maybe. Where are we right now? It looks like we're probably about the middle. Got that back off of there again. You can see that the bushing is cracked right there. And if the tire is pushing this way, why would it crack? So most of the load is trying to go that way, right? And this is fixed, this is trying, that's opposite where direction it should crack. I don't think any kind of like shock bushing will fix that. And maybe we'll just put it together and see how it is. I know the engine's gonna be able to kind of move around a little bit, but I think it's kind of meant to move around a little bit. Take out for the, you know, the pulsation of the tire a little. I don't know. I was thinking of like punching the whole thing out, kind of indexing it, maybe, you know, 90 degrees and pushing it back in. But I don't know if I want to do more damage to it than not. Maybe I go over a socket and see if that'll tap out of there. Yeah, so flipping that bracket around and indexing it back, changing the offset, helped greatly in a couple of different areas. You know, one, again, now we got a nice contact on the center of that tire. I could probably take that shim back out of there. We don't need that anymore. And it did a couple of things. It shifted the engine over, so the spark plug hole was pretty much dead center underneath it. And now it can kind of kick to the side of it, give us a little bit more room so the engine can go up a little. She did, which is going to help our pedal clearance. We still have to do something with that, but that helped with that also. But I do not like, of course the bolt's not tight, but all that play. I think the play mostly is the bushing on the bolt. So I think maybe we can kind of go in, we'll take that bolt and that bushing back out of there and see if we get a tighter fit between those two, get rid of that rocking. I got that mount pretty decent. I actually ended up welding up some of that the bushing. I crushed it oval so it didn't have play on the bolt, and then where I crushed it, I welded up on it, and I welded up on it to make it round again and take up that play, and that helped greatly. So I want to put this cover back on. It's aluminum, but it's got that gold color. Let's see. Yeah, that's gonna work, huh? Yeah, you're done. Let's try that again. See if this one will do anything. No. You tell this show is scripted. Let's try oven cleaner. We'll let that set up on there, see if that'll knock off some of that anodizing. If it doesn't, I think I'll go with maybe just a wire wheel. I'm gonna go in and go grab me a cup of coffee, let that set up, and see if that'll eat that off of there. But I doubt it did anything because it's probably anodized, not paint, but let's see. Yeah. Nope. So I'm going to go rinse that off with water, get that crap off of there, and then try maybe the wire wheel. We'll see how that comes off. Worst case is we can just paint it. I ended up going with the wire, not the wire wheel, sandblaster, and knocked all that off. Now I'm going to go hit it with the wire wheel to see if I can kind of give it a little bit smoother finish. See how it comes out. I have a feeling it's going to be hard trying to get the little nooks and crannies though. Actually worked out better than expected. You know, now it's way too shiny, but we could tarnish that down, but at least it's metal looking. And again, we might go with throwing some black on there or some black shoe polish and then whitening it off to kind of darken it up. Go put it back on. I can't resist. Let's go try. Let me get it to go. I don't think that's going to get very dark at all, is it? Damn it. A lot of that's going to wipe off. Let me see if I can get that guy. You don't want to put out. Actually, it worked out pretty good. It kind of toned it down nicely, kind of. If you compare it to the rest of the aluminum, I'm not that far off. So we go bolt that up. Let's just say this is what it looked like just a little while ago. I'll be happy with that. So I think we're doing okay. We got a decent amount of room and good contact. I ended up putting the master link back in the chain and was able to kick the tire back further now because I indexed the whole engine back. Plus I have it up fairly high right now. You can see where the spark plug is compared to what it was before. And just to give us more room around the pedal clearance. This one actually can kind of clear it without the cover that's made yet. And on the other side, again, it's close to clearing it, but I'm going to heat that pedal crank, kick it out, and try to straighten the pedal out and try to get us out a little further. And when you go on an angle, it actually gets lower too. So I'm going to try to, between those two combinations, see if we can go and clear the cover. As far as the laws in, I'm in New Hampshire. This is a motor assisted bike. Does not need a plate, does not need to be registered. You don't have to do any of that kind of stuff. Not supposed to go over 20 miles an hour, and it still has to be able to pedal. So you can't take the pedals off and just go with it. So that's why I am leaving the pedals on there. And it doesn't have to pedal well, it has to be able to pedal. So that'll be our setup. Plus that's also our rear brakes too, coaster brake. Let's get the heating. I don't recommend touching that right now. She's a tad warm. But that's pretty good. That should give us decent. I could probably go a little bit more and drop the motor down to clear the case. We'll leave it like that for now instead of overshooting it. Not like we can't come back and heat it up some more. That's that guy. Let's go do the other side and get a little bit more on there. Here's why I didn't show it though. It's like 15 minutes of heating it up because I'm just using MAP gas, so it's a slow process. So just heating it up and putting a pipe wrench on the bottom. I grabbed it right there and kind of kicked it out. And then when I got that one set, I heated it up there and then kicked the pedal straight again. You kind of spin it until you feel that you don't have any of that wobble in the pedal. And I got this side done too, and this side a decent amount of room, but I still have to build that cover coming up for the fan to go around there. So that is more than enough, but I do think I want to come back and hit this side just a little more so that I could slide the engine down at least a ½ inch or so. I think it aesthetically will look better. And we clear now, but if I'm able to get it to about right there, we can, you know, have it come by the side of the cover and get it so that it's, you know, when it's in that position, it won't be so far up on that spark plug like that. So one more time, go heat that side back up and kick it a little more. And those pedals are done, and kind of played with the position of it. You see I got the engine lower, there's more of a gap in here now. I think we're pretty good. Should be fine. That's the engaged position, and probably, you know, neutral should be right about there, so that's where the engine will look. But in run mode, it looks pretty centered. I got to take the chain guard, and we're probably going to put a dent in it right about there so I can get it to go up just a little bit more in its natural position. I think I'm down about a ½ inch from this locating hole here, so I think we can kind of either we'll notch this out, or we got plenty of room from the chain. You know, that's probably what we'll do. We'll make a little cavity for that to drop into. Put it back to the natural spot. So two things need to be made. One is going to be the cover. I don't think he's going to have the cover. He looked, and the guy who I got this from, he looked. He couldn't find the fan shroud. So there's a shroud with a hole in the center of it that kind of ducted its way up over here and blew air across the cylinder head. So we're gonna have to make that. We're also gonna have to make the gas tank to fit inside this tank. Not sure we're gonna get on next. I think we might wrap this video up, make this one a little bit shorter one, and I'm gonna try maybe knocking videos out a little more frequent than not. Maybe see if we can get one maybe every day. Let's make that a question and answer kind of thing. If you guys would write in the comments, would you prefer shorter videos every day or a longer video every other day, every third day? And see where that kind of goes for us. But I may continue on. I may get into this fan shroud, but that may be on another video. So if it is, I will see you in the next one. If it's not, I'll see you in a minute. Later. Oh yeah. Went out to the back shed and looked in the hoard to see what I got. I haven't tried it yet. But I did find this aluminum Tecumseh pull start cover. You okay with that, or should I just make something? I think it's kind of got the notch around the coil. And the other part is made out of cast aluminum, so you got to kind of bolt to it. You can't weld to it. I don't know. I think it'd be fun actually to try to make one. Never done one before. Life's all about new things, right? So he's gonna start making up some paper dolls, and just making the pattern how we wanted to make it, and then take it apart and go cut it out of steel, weld it together. But I thought, what kind of has that shape? I started out first thinking, like, if I can get a round piece of pipe, we could section that, we could build off of that instead of trying to make the loop ourselves. And then I was like, well, what else has those kind of shapes? So I just went in a hoard and started kind of grabbing things that maybe we can kind of cut up, and we want rivet together. I was thinking, you know, punch a hole in that and make that the top going out. But I think the colors just doesn't go with the bike, right? I think anything red is going to have that same problem. It fits over it. You know, we could always section part of this and then build, you know, punch the hole in the bottom and then build the chute that goes up over the jug. I got a couple of them, but again, they're all kind of like that red and white color. The other thing too, I think seeing that color gold right there kind of throws you off too, because that's that's not going to be there. It's just going to be kind of like the rusty, the black, and the white, and the whatever metal kind of colors. So I'm going to give me this. This would actually kind of function probably pretty well, but it's just way too modern looking, you know. I think this is from a speaker. The center of a speaker. It's got vents in the side. That's wrong. We don't want it that way. We need closed off here and open in the center. It's got to draw the air from here and then push out these fins. That's how it operates. So that's no good. How about, I got one more thought. I'm going to go get something else. So my other thought was, what about some old license plates? I know we had some rusty ones, but unfortunately I think they're much rustier than what I thought they were. I guess if we rivet, that was really toasty. It's 1928, 51, and 37, 39, 37, Florida plate. We could probably take, like, slice that much off and make the part that wraps that way. Actually, that's probably gonna be, we could trim it on both sides. We can make that the part that goes around. Actually, you only have to go around this far, right? Because this is going to be open to here. And what if we took, we were to take a plate and bend it, give it about a ½ inch there, maybe more, come down, make that the skin that goes right over the whole thing, and draw. I'm going to put you in the stand. So what if we, what do you want, we want to see more, probably the year. So if we came down, bent that, figure halfway over the spark plug, come down, around, and if we were to cut the circle, I could take these sides too, if I have enough, to fold them on each side. I guess it can be done. Right? We can get something else to wrap. We can even use a regular piece of steel. We don't have to use a license plate for this part. Maybe we'll make our own for that. What if I should throw this in the sandblaster to kind of knock some of the heavy stuff off and see what we got left? Because we do kind of want to make it, well, the chain guard's pretty rusty, right? I'm gonna go throw it in the sandblaster and take a peek. I don't know, just a little bit. I'll do the backside, see how I like it. I ended up just going for it. The only problem is, it's got a green tint to it. It had white letters. I thought it was a black background. Trying to draw it in my head. I think one problem I'm going to run into is on the side here where I go to bend these in. I don't think I'm going to get this right up against it. Gotta think about it. Let's give that a shot. Gotta get tighter than that. Suck it in some more. I got that kind of roughed in. I don't know, about 3/8 of an inch of gap around the fan should be fine. But I think I want to get it sucked in further, and because I want this section, you know, more here. I want it. I don't want all the air escaping between the cylinder head and here. I want it to flow down across the fins, so I have to kind of get close to the fins on each side to direct the air there. So I would say we should probably go from right there to, oh, you gotta be right there. Hey, we'll make a knock off about that much. all the way around, and then we can get the drawing that much further. Come back, we'll see how that is, and then what I want to do is I think I'm going to go with screwing 4 washers to those mount holes, and we'll make that fit up against them. We'll put a couple of tacks, or just tack the washers on. That'll be how it bolts to it, I think. So I was ready to jack it up for the night and finish up that cover tomorrow. And as I'm walking around the bike, as I usually do, whatever project I'm on, at the end of the evening, and just trying to get some brain thoughts together, I started putting more stuff back on it. So I attached the shock and kind of play with some of the links and everything. And right now it's got, I'd say, just shy of a ½ inch between the kicker wheel and the back wheel. And I got the lever pulled into the retracted position on that setup where it goes the other way. Let me pop you in the stand. Hold on. That, release it. It's about where it'll drive to. Oh, I got the covers rubbing. The metal thing on the other end. Why is it not turning over? I think that'd be a decent kind of area. The other thing is I can kind of make my own mount, maybe. Get rid of this off the seat post. I can always come off and make something different if I want. I don't know if we need a little bit more tension down or not, and then I'm kind of out as far as how far I can push the assembly down, you know. So. The color, it definitely has to change. Got to darken that way up too. Yeah, the cover's rubbing. Yeah, spin that back tire, see if we can get it to go. Oof, that was loud. Quiet the muffler on. I gotta get some more screws is what the problem is. I stole the ones for the muffler to screw the cover back together, and it's missing some, so I gotta go get some metrics tomorrow.